This is day 1676 of the Arukh HaShulchan. They were doing Eben Ezer, Siman Aleph, Sifta Zayin to Chav Beis. No, Zachamane Keba, the person had a male and a female, Umesu, and they died, and they left children. Areza came mitzvah perivivu, fulfilled mitzvah perivivu, sheyeshim and Yishoelim, because you settled the world. Akasa Rambam Zal, the Rambam writes, the Bamed Varmum was Shukshu, Bnei Bonim Zachan Keva, when the grandchildren were male and female. So you boy me Zachan Keva, they came from male and female. Apisha Zachar Ben Bito, even though the male is the son of his daughter, was the Keva Bas Mano, and the female is the son of the daughter of his son. Mishnei Bonav Haim, since they came from his two children, he came mitzvah Perivia, he built a mitzvah Puravu. Avim Lo Ben Ubat, if he had a son and daughter, Mesa, they died B'nech Echamem Zachar and a Keva, and one of them left a male and a female. And then looking mitzvah zui didn't fulfill the mitzvah kanashona, which is an amazing thing. In other words, you have to have progeny from both your children. Rabbi says the even though ultimately a male and female came out in the third generation, to require him himself to give birth to a male and female. If the Torah's intent was only that from his children there should emerge a male and female, he could exempt himself by having just a male or a female. Because in the third generation, each one could have a male and a female. The Torah required every man to give birth to a male and a female, being mesu. If they died, Yishar Mishneim, there should remain from both of them, Zachar and Keva, male and female. Even though the gender is very reversed in the third generation, I have a complaint. Nevertheless, there should be children remaining for each one of them. So if you have two of them left, two males or two females, it's not effective. The second gender is missing. That's Bishmur. Some say the option even if your male and female children had both males, that's effective. That's a test in the that's on base. No two males are not effective for the first generation, second generation. Since the second male in the third generation comes from the lineage of the daughter, this son who came from the daughter takes her place. Some say, even if from both your male son and daughter, you left with two granddaughters. They came in the Kiyim, since you already fulfilled it, and now they have remaining progeny. Is both if the second generation are both still alive. But first he had two males, Mesu, and they died. And those two males left, a male and a female. Animal, that's not effective. It came in the since with the two males, he didn't fulfill period in the second generation. If by Yotzim, he can't fulfill with the third generation. I feel that he had many children. Ben Ubas, if he had a son and daughter, Mesa Abbas, and the daughter died. Benich Abbas, and she left the daughter. Ben Kayam, and the son is still alive. Osha Ben Mesa, the son died. Benich Ben, and he left the grandson. Abbas came, and the daughter's alive. Badi, the king period of Rivia, so fulfilled Puravu. Mesa Abbas, but the daughter died. Benich Ben, and left the son. Ubeno Kayam, and the son is alive. Low Lida died, and the son has not yet given birth. That's Ram Lokim period of Rivia. According to Ram, he didn't fulfill Puravu. The ain't lots of Zakan Cave. He doesn't have now a male and female. The second opinion, which is Taisus Demonic with the perspective of two males are left in the third generation, comes on also too, one male in the second generation, one male third generation, which came from a daughter in the second generation. Close to the general principle is if a male and female in the third generation made from the male and female of his second generation, Avim Darshu should be in the third or fourth generation, and further, raise the Kim Piravu, fulfill Piravu, Avim the Keva, Meazogan, and Zogan, the Keva, even the females and the males and the female. If from only one of its progeny, a male and female have remained. I feel that basically in the Keva, there have been many males and females. Since in the second child, nothing remains. Raise a low came and has fulfilled the mitzvah. But if there are two males or two females, played by their Shani's Bar, depends on Machlekes. Rash, the places in the Rambam. Those that say, according according to all opinions, two males don't work. Koshkesh in cave, certainly two females don't work. It's Magia in the Tanas. Lo Masha came called Paiskim doesn't sound away from all the Poskim. Gam Sugya Sashas, Mashk Mashusab Sugya, and the Gemara seems to be like we've explained. Yitzhak, I feel Yeshu Zoch in the cave. I mean, I put even have a male, female from a woman who did not marry. So when it says B'chol B'Kiddushin, you marry a B'chol B'Kiddushin, I feel Mamzerim, and even these two children are illegitimate. You in an adulterous relationship with a woman, and you gave birth to two children, which are now mamzerim, now to marry normally spend them. Come compare mitzvahs period of Kim, still mitzvah approval you fulfill. For you chershim ishaitim, and even if these children are deaf mutes or not are not sane, become nevertheless zarohem. They're still children. They give birth. But it's son from uh, a slave woman or from a non-Jewish woman. And so to a daughter from them, that's not Peru. Because they're not considered to be related to him. Yeshu Shotzim Rabba Mamzer, those want to say that by Mamzer, Dafka Shadu Shu Mamzer, so if it's known as Mamzer, is a Peru. But Shani Yadu Yatza. But if it's not known as Mamzer, you don't fulfill the obligation. The Chazal say the Mamzer, She'enu Yadua, Mamzer who's not known, whose identity is not known to the public, Lo Yechi Arbe is not going to survive a long time. Lo Nireli, I don't think so, says Arukh HaShulchan. Manav Shach, whatever we look at it. Kaz Machu Chai, as long as the Mamzer is alive, you fulfill the obligation to him. Mim Yomus. And if your mamzer dies in Zera and he somehow managed to marry somebody appropriate and had children, you have to be sorry, you fulfill with his children, which goes out. And if the mamzer dies his lifetime doesn't leave any children, even it's not mamzer when you're and to say that he's considered to be not suitable to leave progeny, and therefore it's like a person who's not capable of giving birth. That doesn't seem to be the case at all. Yuchas Parani's births already become explained to Ben Swiss by Basaonis. If you have a son who cannot conceive or a daughter cannot conceive, no kim period of review, not fulfill Peru. I mean, in my Ben, in a Swiss, but if the son is not a Swiss functional, so Islandese, but he married a woman who can't give birth. Oh, Abasi, no, and his daughter is not Islandese function. He's a Swiss, she married a man who cannot conceive. Avagav Shlo Yulidu, even though they're not going to give birth, become nevertheless. Hav came Periviva, the father fulfilled Peru came, which is our real lead, since his children are suitable to give birth. Those who doubt this, the came in the since the final analysis is not going to be any settling of the world by these progeny, Lo Yatsa who Yadei Chabasi not fulfills obligation. Avania Klaus for Azul doesn't seem to be correct. The Bishlam Makshuatzmo, Holy Susan, if he himself gave birth to a girl or boy who can't give birth, I don't look at mitzvah to fulfill the mitzvah. But if he fulfilled the mitzvah appropriately, they push me the same, and they sinned. They were criminal in their marriages. As far as she has mitzvah, why should he lose mitzvah? Since that they ruin themselves. A person does not sin in other people's sins. Because that was the case if the child left our religion. No more gankish lokim perivia, so we say also you don't fulfill perivia. Obviously, low dime, low bunny, when mace, it's not like a person had children and they died. They were showing Yashmain Lazum. There, heaven took away his mitzvah. Mel tells mitzvah, so since heaven took away his children, he took away his mitzvah. Lokshem Asu Maisa, not where they did something inappropriate. Bracket says, Dash Ish Mishachar Bishin Sabar Bati. It's a question about a woman who got pregnant in a bathtub. There was no marital relations, normal marital relations. The father feels Puravu. But since it's not prevalent, we're not going to spend time on this. Actually, it is prevalent nowadays. And it's discussed a great deal about IVF, whether if a husband or wife conceives for IVF, it's considered be a fulfillment of Puravu or not. Many both can say it's not fulfillment of Puravu. The Tzitzel went so far as to forbid IVF because he says it's not fulfillment of Puravu. That's the extreme. Most poskim don't pass like that. Is a shitas yochin, but whether it is purvu is a separate question from whether it's permitted or not permitted. Yutas hila banim biyoso kuti. If a person had children when he was not Jewish, his guy name became he converted. In brackets it says on account of censorship, beyond Cambodian in the ancient times, I raise a kim period riva fulfills purvu. But I've got the kotel shalom dam, even though it's like a child who was just born, and therefore anything which happened before shouldn't count. Nevertheless, came in the gam hain b'nei period riva. Since non-Jews are also subject to the concept of pruvu, as we've explained. Abishur Stavin, they're not commanded pruvu. Kokam never say some in general. There's something like an obligation to sell the world. She's our Hashem Adam. Noach does that because that was the will of God and His blessing to Adam and to Noach. Which time Sifei, as we saw in Sifei. Figure period of Riva, Mishum L'Shabbat, it's on the primary period of Riva, it's the settled world. Came which us a Shabbos, since he made settlement of the world. Shul Nice Mitzvah, he's no longer obligated as mitzvah. Sesh Kan Lukim period of Riva, that we said fulfill Peruvu, and Kamash Kim Mitzvah say Zu. Interesting. Shul says that they fulfilled the mitzvah to say. El Kamash Kim period of Riva, but he fulfilled the concept of period of Riva. Shata, and will tell us what mitzvahs period of Riva. So for the mitzvah Peruvu is not incumbent upon him. Fascinating. I will have bunny me also Eved when he started when he have children when he was an Eved, which don't have a halachic relation, not halachically related to him. Nishtachar, and then he was released. From the Nishtachar, who Vehem, if they both released, he and his children. Located with his prayer of Rivi and fulfilling mitzvah Puravumishin, the Eved and a bunny Misiachim Arukh because of a slave. The children are not considered to be related to him. Mashen came Bakuti as opposed to a non-Jew, bunny Misiachim Arukh, which is considered to be related to him. Chasab, because of Chof. That's Rambam. But the Rambam, to write the marriage is Gara Ababanim. So where the father and children converted together. At least, not necessarily together, but they both converted. Because from Farshim Mass, Farshim State, they locate. If that's not the case, Vaidem, Ainam, only Makai, Mitzvah, Spirit, Verivia. If they're not, they don't count from Puravu. Some say the Gamli's Gar Levado, even if it was Magar himself, without them, came fulfill Puravu. That's the base Shmuel, name of the Mariel. Chemash Kamak Lo Rishon, it seems several Rishon that way as well. But it came in there, Vahavi Kakotan Shanolad Bo. No, the truth is, if Gairus is like a newborn child, Mama will be around Matur. I've been Skyr. What difference does it make even the children were Magayer? If that's shouldn't be helpful. Body Yotze de Periviva Gami we still must have fulfilled Periviva prior to his conversion. Came Choni Yotze, so therefore, no matter what, he's Yotze. But furthermore, the Bashas and the Bechor's time Zayin before the head it says explicitly the Radrab, the contract, she's Gair Elam Yachazelza. They're Magayer, it's worse. They're no longer related to each other. Nearly to Eicham Machlekas. I don't think it's an argument, says Gama Rambam, but Tur Modim. The Rambam and Tur also concede the Gama is Gair Labada, even if it was Gair himself, and to have Puri Riva no longer to Puravu, because the concept was fulfilled. Came the Carbonate Puri Riva Ninu, since initially he wasn't Ben Puri Riva, as a Goy, after Lloyd Stabu, he not commanded Kamushka Savnu. Like we wrote. Never say Lokim mitzvah say. Again, as you said before, he didn't fulfill the mitzvah, the positive commandment, because like we said, the body was seen and the Thabi saw mitzvah. So outside, this is a mitzvah which is incumbent placed the incumbent specifically on Jews. Shita shows a mitzvah shidu also in the Chnoset. Well, no, actually, that's not it. It's like this. Much better divide by saying Stava, you saw a mitzvah. Shita shows a mitzvah shidu also in the Chnoset. That's kind of shita. Certainly, when the mitzvah was given to Am Yisrael, was given that they should give birth to children who would be Jews under the convent Shechina. Avalim gam abanim is garu pasku. The pasku came mitzvah say zu. Nevertheless, if the children were Megayer, they post can say you fulfill the mitzvah at time is an avshem yachs and after achron they're not related to him now. Nevertheless, we cut him out before they related to him. To close him ne perivaninu. And there's a general category puravu. Based on B'Shem Shalom. He was vowed in the world. Time to sue Tanchas kind of now that they came Jewish, Harry Mamish came a mitzvah. Even more so if over the mitzvah. It's very difficult to understand. Below Zen he ain't a mitzvah and Tzubata. Kon mitzvah lokaim. Nevertheless, Arukh HaShulchan sticks to the Kiddush. That if they're not Megayer, first of all, it said Megayer is Mekai, the mitzvah Mamish, it's a Pella. But besides that, he goes, but now he defaults back to his other position that there's this twilight zone where you don't fulfill the mitzvah, but you're not mechuyev anymore. Chafaf, Amachi is by the begil. Assume Shana Kovin Lisa Isha. That which he said that when a man reaches 20 years old, we compel him to marry a wife. Kasser Rabbeinu Ramah. The Bisman said no Gishlo Kufin. Are they age? You don't compel these things. Outside V'chein Misha Loki and Pirabi. Let's do something. You don't fulfill Puravu. But Lisa Isha Shana Basmani wants to marry a woman that can't give birth. Go Nakara, such a woman who's barren, who's or elderly, or Knana, or a minor Mishum Shechesh because he wants her. Mishum Mamshor because of her money. Even though it would be appropriate to protest him, for several generations away, we're not meticulous in these matters of shidduchim. And even today, even when a man married a woman and was well together 10 years and did not have children, the custom is not, says Rama, to compel him to divorce her. Not fulfill Puravu. So to all matters of couples, love and numbers say we don't ever compel divorces unless she's forbidden to. Arukh HaShulchan rejects all the statements of the Ramah. He says no good reason for this. The all the reasons for given are rejectable. This is from the Gra. We don't have the capacity to compel. But some of you on his own should be concerned. Those who say the misacher, if he's laying in order to find a good shidduch. See, is another reason. Look, apparently we don't compel him. Kakam ain't lisacher mimnei siba shechutz legufo yoser me'archov daled shana. Kash says nevertheless one should not tarry unless there's a good reason more than age 24. Chad beis mean tar yochel ish echad lisar ben hashim in bichoto faretz kulim b'chavad. The right, so a person can marry as many women as he wants if he can sustain them all in an honorable way. And if they want to live like poverty, they can marry him no matter what. So it's Mechakim Bishmul, Kisiv, Yechziku, Sheba Nashim, Isha Echad, the Gaimer, Passing Shai Dalit. 7 women are going to grab onto one man. Rakibama to a basin, let's say so. Again, it's only by a bama there's incumbent on basin. Give her a good counsel, Shlet not say low, to tell her not to marry him. Showing she ain't told for now when they see it's not a good idea for her. Shmuel. Kaka never satzas chayim shloli so yosem out dalit shonim. Nevertheless, even Mikradinum, it's a Chachamim gave an eight not to marry more than 4 women. I feel Ashir, even if he's rich, we hold the finance Yosef and he can sustain more women. But each one should have relations with him at least once a month. Because the period for a time to have relations with his wife is once a week. So evidently, 4 wives, each one gets 1 time a month. Okay, obviously, this is introduction to Rabbi Gershon, but that's already tomorrow's Arukh HaShulchan.